Long, long ago, there was a man and woman who were deeply in love and excited about spending the rest of their lives together and raising a family. As spring turned to summer and summer turned to fall, slowly their joy turned to sadness, as the couple was having trouble conceiving a child. One day, a wise old sage and healer was traveling through the village and stopped at the couple's house, for he had heard of their hardship. He felt the wife's pulse and knew the reason for their difficulties. He told the husband,
"Your wife's womb is cold, and she needs a special kind of medicine. If you want to have a child, my son, you will have to travel into the mountains and wander for 100 days, waiting for a sign of where to find this powerful herbal medicine."
With this news, the husband bid his beloved young wife farewell, promising to return home soon. The husband traveled north into the forested mountains. By now he had been looking for days, and still there hadn't been any signs. The days turned into months, and he was beginning to grow weary. Then, one blistery night, deep in the mountains, after a long day of walking through the trees, he dreamt of a tiger. At first, the husband was afraid, but then the tiger spoke to him, saying,
"Find the plant whose leaves look like my paws. They will taste bitter, acrid, and warm. Cook these leaves with the sweet, acrid, and warm roots that will return you home. Then you will have a child."
The message was perplexing, but the husband took these words to heart. When the husband awoke the next morning, he jumped to his feet and started his search for the mysterious plant the tiger had talked about. By midday, with the sun shining brightly, he came across the Aiye plant, whose leaves looked like the tiger's paw. He was overwhelmed with joy as he thought of his beloved wife. But as he tried to make his way home, he slowly realized that he was lost. His only hope was to follow the nearby river. He only prayed it was the right river that would lead him home to his village. Back at home, the wife was filled with sorrow. Her husband had been gone for far too long, and she feared that something had happened to him. All the worry had caused her health to decline, so much so that she had stopped having her menses, and her strength was starting to weaken with each passing day. Unexpectedly, the wise healer paid her a visit as he was traveling back home from his journey. She shared her sorrows with him, and he said to her,
"If you want to bring your husband home, take these roots of the Danggui plant and send them down the river on a bamboo raft."
He also suggested that she take a Danggui decoction each day to help her menses return and to restore her health. The wife was very grateful to the wizened old man and did exactly as he said. The husband felt hopeless as he walked slowly, with his head down, thinking of his beloved wife. This must be the wrong river, he thought to himself, for he should have heard signs of the village by now. He was lost in thought until out of the corner of his eye, he glimpsed something floating down a adjoining tributary of the river. He rushed over to it and grabbed the Danggui root, knowing in his heart that this was a good sign. Suddenly, he noticed a familiar rock and realized he was on familiar soil. He ran the last few miles so he could make it home by sunset. The couple was reunited and overjoyed. By this time, the wife had regained her health, and she had had her first regular cycle just days prior. Together, the couple boiled the Aiye leaf and the Danggui root decoction. And 9 months later, the couple was blessed with their first child.